Right, good morning. It's going to be quite a big day today because we've got to start addressing the problems here. First thing, this wing's got to come off, and we'll have a look and see how bad it is. Now, the other day, somebody said in the comments that they thought that turret was in a different place to that one. So I just want to show you something. Because you're probably right. At the moment, the car has not got any weight on it. Or rather, the wheel has not got any weight on it. It's up on stands. But if I just compress that suspension, you will actually see that whole turret moving and spreading out. And that's why I've not wanted to take the car out. With the weight off of things, it looks to be returning to the right place. Fortunately, Derek over at GM6, guru of these cars, has very, very kindly on his website put a very helpful drawing of all of the measurements to the bolt tops from the corners, which he's taken off of a good car that's in the right place. So that actually gives me an opportunity to check my alignment of the panels. That one over there I'm absolutely not worried about at all because that one wasn't moving. This one, however, really is, as you could see. I mean, just literally me putting my foot under it, I can make the whole lot move. So this is in a really bad state, and yeah, we'll see what we find. So first things first, take the wing off. Okay, so first things first, the back of the wing is going to need lots more love and attention than the other one did. It's just about savable if it's done right now, by the looks of it. So I think that ought to go back to the workshop. First impression is here. About the same as the other side. And again, gone down there like normal. We'll see what horrors lay under the battery tray in a minute. This is that triangle piece that we had so much fun with on the other side, with its nothing behind it. That's gone there. So all that needs to come out. And the rot around the top needs to come out. But we also appear to have a dead sill at that end. So that's all going to need pulling back to see what state that's in. And all that will need repairing first. So yeah, it's definitely worse than the other side. And as you can see there, we've got big holes right through, all the way through here. Yeah, so I think it's a case of start cutting some of this back, get some of the ancillaries off, drop the leg, get the wheel out of the way, and start dropping things out and cleaning things up. Particularly, I think unpick that triangle piece there, drill its spot welds. I bought some spot weld drills so I can drill the spot welds, and then we'll start cleaning it all up and seeing what there is, or rather what there isn't. Okay, sit rep. So the battery tray, I've managed to get it off by drilling the spot welds. The battery tray itself is not that bad and is probably repairable. Where it is really bad, and the reason I had to get it off was, of course, where the two panels lapped, it's rotted out underneath. So all of that there has got to be replaced. But I won't do that until I've got this main rail in place. So the next thing I'm going to do is unpick what's left of that triangle piece there, so I can start offering up the other panel that goes in here and actually start cutting some rot out. Okay, another quick set rep. So behind that triangle piece that was here, not actually too bad. Not as bad as the other side. That had completely gone on the other side. Around the turret though, much worse. So it's very, very bad here. And just like the other side, we've got the original skin, a patch that was put over it, and a patch that was put over the patch. So we're building flaky pastry with this car. So all of that's coming out, and I'll start getting the new panels ready to go back together. So we've got a dry fit of some panels in there. Most of the serious rot is cut out, and as I said earlier, Derek over at GM6, who is just a legend, I'd love to meet the guy, has put on his website a drawing with dimensions of where everything should be. And just as a check, if you measure it properly, that's dead on. So we know that front panel is in the right place. Now from the same point, that bolt hole is supposed to be 451 mil. And that'll be to the centre of the bolt hole. That's right. And then from that corner, that bolt hole is 1296. That tape is set where it should be. Which puts that there, which is much more like where it should be. See if we can put it in there with a clamp. See if I can get this lined up. Okay. And then Looking at the repair panel, that's where I think it should be, because that's what the other one was. Even that's a little bit shy. That's more like it. And then 451, which it is. See, that makes sense because that's in place properly. That panel is clamped on the back. And now, like that one did, that's come back and met the panel. Yep. Yep. That doesn't look too bad at all. The triangle panel is sitting nicely on its original marks. It's amazing how it all goes solid again. Okay, so that's all in with tech screws. Let's just see what those measurements look like again. 451. Spot on. 1293. And it should be 1296. I'm going to forgive it 3mm. They never put them together to that tolerance in the factory. Right. That can all come apart now because it will go back in the same place on the same screw holes. And now, yeah, so I'll give it all a grind up. See how the time's getting on. Maybe even get some welds in today. Looking at that versus my first efforts over there, you guys were right. Practice really does help. Right, I had that on there for line-up purposes, but taking it off again so I can do the internal welds on there, and also I've got to repair that panel and then that's ready to go on. But all of that is now tacked in place, so it is just really a case of going around joining the dots. Take some of those tech screws out. Right, loads more welding, which is boring as hell to do and boring as hell to watch. Right, hello everyone. It's the next day. So yesterday was quite productive. We got all of this lot here welded in on the top side and this new inner wing in place. But we've got a lot of rot down here that we need to get to. So let me just show you. So we've got all of this section here, which needs to be cut out. So I need to investigate how far the rot goes back. So we've got a bit of grinding there to do. We've also got here, we've got some panels that need to be made up for this, and this here, I want to extend it out like I did on the other side to build a back to that triangle. So all of that repair work needs to be done before that triangle can go on. So I think now everything is stabilized with that repair panel in there. We can actually start taking some of this out, and indeed we probably need to deal with some of this here as well. I've already been out this morning and bought some new tools because, as everybody knows, I am a bit of a tool junkie, and I'll show you those or that later on. There's another one coming on Monday, which will assist with some of this. But yeah, for the moment it is cut the rot out and see what we've got, how much car is left. I'm trying to do it sort of stage by stage so that I stabilise one piece before I start risking another. So we'll have a go at this and at these pieces here, which of course means taking stuff out from the inside so that it can be welded without catching fire. And also I need to investigate under all this underseal to see what state that's in, because that sill is quite bad there, so we need to have a go at that and see how far it spreads. And we've also got a bit of a problem here. So yeah, we'll look at some of those and see where it takes us. Okay, so I've cut out some more rot. All of that lot there under the battery tray, that all needs doing. That's back to good metal everywhere, so we're good there. And here we've got some areas that had gone and they had actually rotted right through to inside. I could see them on the inside when I took the carpets up. So cut those out. We've still got that patch under there to make. So I'm going to set up my fantastic new tool that I bought, and it's time to start forming some of these patches. I mean, whether I'll get any of them sparked into place today or not, I don't know, but it's certainly time to start forming a few patches so that they're ready. That there, I did actually manage to get out in one piece, so I can use it as a template, which would be quite good. Yeah, so more metalwork. So here's my new tool, for which tool obsession is a thing. Bending machine. It occurred to me that probably the amount of patches I've got to make, it would be a good idea to have a bending machine. What we need to do is just put a little bend in this. So if we put some markings on there. Place on the markings. And it needs to be a little bit less than 90 degrees, this one. So we can always bend it and bend it a bit more. So that wants to come in a bit there. Honestly, Machine Mart should be sponsoring this channel. The amount of money I've spent with them, yeah, needs to be a bit more than that. That's ideal. I think it also could easily double as a small vise, which you could clamp a piece of metal in it and then run the nibbler along to get a nice straight edge. Okay, so we've got a set of panels, roughly cut, which can go in there. They can be tacked in and then dressed to fit. So we've got small ones such as that, ready to go. That one there. So it's a case now of just go around and tack all those in, dress them to fit. I need to put a new flange on there, so we've got something there to put a step to join the two panels on with. So yeah, it's a case of just sort of drop round and tap all those in. That was less than 5 minutes just to tack that lot in place. Honestly, I'm starting to think welding is 9% technique, 91% confidence. They need dressing in. I've got some little repair. I've got a little corner piece to make there. But also there's a big panel going over that. So, and this panel here needs dollying up into position. So there's a bit of whacking to do to get all that to line up. It would have been easier if my local Machine Mart had actually had a shrinker in stock, but they've had to order it in for me. So yeah, I'll just dolly all that together and then we can start seam welding it all up. Okay, end of another really productive day. We've got all of those panels welded in now completely on the top side. There's a couple of little holes that need to be plugged where it's blown through. The metal's getting a bit thin. and the triangle reinforcing piece needs to be properly welded on, and the backing panel that I'm going to put on it needs to be welded on. I've made the backing panel, it just needs to be welded in place. And then underneath here, all of this then is going to need welding on the underside. And then as I've now got a working compressor, I'm going to bag the car up at that stage and spray 2-pack primer all over it. I'll probably rub that side down as well and do that at the same time, because I wasn't happy with that. At the same time that I do that, I'll patch in some stuff here and fix this down here. That needs to be patched in. But for that, I'm going to need the tool that's coming on Monday, which is a shrinker and a stretcher for making curved pieces. So I'll be able to recreate those edges. But not too bothered about that. It's not structural. This bit, of course, is. But all of this now, absolutely solid as a rock. Well happy with that. It's all sitting in there very nicely. Yeah, it's been a really productive couple of days. Needs to have the battery tray sorted out. I don't quite know yet whether I'm going to fabricate a new battery tray. Might have a look tonight, see if they're available. They might be one of those panels that's available. I wouldn't be averse to putting a new one on there. Otherwise, I might just, with the folding gadget, I might just fold one up, because it doesn't look that complex. Might be an interesting little metalworking thing. Then the other thing I need to do is, before this triangle here goes on, I need to coat the inside of it all with weld through primer, so that it has got some protection on the inside there. Then I'll cavity wax it as well. But all in all, yeah, it's been a really good couple of days. So I'm genuinely happy with the way things are coming along, where I can actually see I can see a moment now where it's possible to road test this thing. I really want to get a test drive under its belt just to see what else could possibly be wrong. I've got no idea if I know the gearbox goes backwards and forwards, but that's about all I know. We're still not certain on the tuning. We're not certain on the engine. We're not. There's a million things that are still not certain about this car, and they've all been waiting for that inner wing to be done so that it can actually survive the stress of a road test. The other thing it's going to get, as soon as it gets to go on the road, is a bloody good wash, because it's filthy. And it was filthy when it came in here, and now with all this grinding, it's got worse. So it needs a wash. So if Roy is a good boy, he will get a good boy wash. Yeah, so that's it. Like, subscribe, share, pass it around. Keep commenting. It's genuinely great to see all your comments, and I'll see you on the next instalment of Rescuing Roy.